This is a two-part video on Accordance Bible software. What you have before you right now, what we see here is Accordance Bible software. And this is what I'm going to go into detail in the second video. And what I'm going to show there is how I use it for searching Hebrew. But first, before we go there, I want to show you the website and make sure that you have the right Hebrew Bible. And we'll just do a little introduction, a little tour of the types of things that I use from Accordance. So in this video, we're just going to look at the website. So let's go there. Somewhere here, I've got a browser. Let's go with this one. Okay, Accordance Bible software. So we'll just type it in, do a search for it. Accordance, you type in Accordance Bible, you will get there. I've already typed in software. But even if you don't do that, just type in Accordance Bible, do a search. It should be the first thing. The symbol here is the little, the flame on the oil lamp. So we'll go there, Accordance Bible software. If you're not logged in, which I'm not, I own it, so I have a login. My initial screen looks different. But if you're coming there fresh, you'll see whatever ads they show at that point. They have a phone number, and they have an online chat. So if at any time you want to know details or you have questions about what to get, just contact them. They will help you. They're very helpful because there's a lot that's in the software. You may not know what the differences are between different things, but I'm going to try to give a little bit of an overview here. So if we go in here, let's see. Let's pretend we were new. We wanted to, we got a free trial of some sort. You can download the free trial for 90 days and test it out. It's the basic starter. And so it has the basics of what you need, and you can buy the basic starter as well. But if you want Hebrew, you need something a little bit more than just the basic starter. And what I recommend, if you go to the store, so home, store, blog, they got all kinds of things up here. They have good support, by the way. There's a great forum. Use the forums. You can ask things, lots of videos, lots of tutorials. Part of the problem with the tutorials is that there are so many, which is why I'm making my video to cut straight to the chase to how to use it for Hebrew searching, at least how I use it for Hebrew searching. In any case, let's go to the store. I like the products by category. Actually, no, before we go there, let's go to collections comparison. And I'll show you how to compare these things. So these are the collections you can buy sort of in big chunks. So the basic starter is down here for $69. I don't know if this is a real price or I think that's if you bought everything separately or something, but anyway. $69 US. And they list all the things they have. So biblical studies and commentaries, you get a few old commentaries. You got some biblical studies materials, some devotions, some dictionaries. These are English-based dictionaries. English Bibles, you get ESV, American Standard, and World English Bible, KJV, with some other ones here with the Strong's numbers. You've got the Texas Receptus Greek with Strong's. Okay, that's cool. Demo. Anything that says demo is a demo. So you just have a little bit. So this is the GNT, the Greek New Testament demo, for example. You got a couple of Greek dictionaries. So Hebrew Bible. So the starter comes with the Hebrew Masoretic, I think this means Hebrew Masoretic text, demo, which only has Genesis 1 to 3. So if I click on that, let me just do Control-click, bring it up in a new tab. Demo of the Hebrew Bible. It's fully tagged for Genesis 1 to 3. So you can do some testing with Genesis 1 to 3. And this will be available in the free tour, or whatever they called it, the trial version. What was I going to say here? Okay, tagged. Tagged means, a tag text is what you want, because a tag text means that the words and even the suffixes are tagged according to their morphology. So this is a verb, and this is the katal or a perfect, third masculine singular, or whatever. Or there's a noun, or this is an article. Everything is tagged, which means you can search for all the nouns of a particular type or whatever you want, or a particular word, a particular verb in a particular form. And that's what we're going to do in the next video. So, but to search it, you need the Hebrew Bible that is tagged. So you can do a little test. You can play around with Genesis 1 to 3. So that's what the starter has, the HMT-Demo. It's got a couple of dictionaries, Hebrew dictionaries. You got a few other things, international Bibles. Parallels are kind of cool. Old Testament and New Testament parallel, or the synoptic parallels, and some samplers. Samplers are also demos. They just have a small portion. So let's go to the top. It kind of go down in complexity and price. So if it's English-based material you want, the starter, the learner, the discoverer, the pro, expert, master. Okay, these have a lot of content. Greek, they have Greek, and if you're doing Greek, they add Hebrew as a possibility, so you can do a combo, Hebrew learner, Hebrew Greek learner, Greek Hebrew learner, sorry, discoverer, pro, expert, master. Hebrew starter, that's what I recommend you get. Triple has to do with Greek, Hebrew, and one other thing having to do with graphics or something. Hebrew Pro, lots of stuff. But what I recommend is getting the Hebrew starter and then just select lexicons that you may want, or just to select elements that you want, because these get very expensive and lots of stuff you're not going to use. So let's compare the Hebrew starter. Actually, let's do that, and let's do Hebrew Pro, which is going to be ridiculous. Okay, so the basic starter is $69. The Hebrew starter is $99, $100. The Hebrew Pro is like $1,000, $1,100. So let's compare and see what they have. So we got basic starter and Hebrew starter, and then the expensive one. So commentary-wise, you're the same. Devotionals, dictionaries, whatever, English Bibles, we have what we need there. General tools, Greek, there's no focus on Hebrew here, so this is just Greek. When you get into the Pro one, they're adding a lot of Greek. It's including a bunch of Greek stuff. Obviously, you see all this is Greek. It's included in the Pro version. But we're not focused on that, so we'll just jump right down to Hebrew Bibles. Okay, so the chief difference between the starter, the basic starter, and the Hebrew starter is this. The BHS, the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, with morphology. That means you got tags. So that's included. And you get an abridged BDB, the Brown Driver Briggs Dictionary, which is an older dictionary, but a good one. You get an abridged version with the starter package. You also have these two dictionaries. And built into the Hebrew Bible, this here, are glosses. So every word is glossed. So you have a little bit there. And you can, of course, search for a particular word and see how it's used in all kinds of verses. So you can basically make your own lexicon, right? That's what a lexicon is. Someone has gone through and looked at all the different places where that word is used, and actually extra biblical usage as well. Anyway, so with the starter, you get a little bit more of a lexicon. Everything else, I think, is pretty much the same. You get some Hebrew verb parsing's tool. I don't even know what that is. Let's take a look here. You want to parse your verbs. Someone put together, what's this here? Someone's gone and parsed a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It looks like, oh, okay. So they've gone through, this is a tool where they've gone through each verse of the Bible and they've parsed it out. You can tell this is old. Cal preterite, right? But you don't need this, because this is what the tag text does for you, and much, much more. Anyway, it's there in this version. So the main thing is you got a full Hebrew tagged. That's the main thing. Full BHS. So let's actually go there and look at it. So the Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia, that's the classic Bible, Hebrew Bible, the scholarly one, with the morphologically tagged text. And Accordance is also now selling Quinta, which is the next generation. It's not all out. There's just some books. If you want to get into Quinta, which I haven't, then you can also buy that and add it. So this is the main thing, though. If you want to buy it separately, it's $28. You could do the math. That plus the abridged, you're getting a deal if you get the Hebrew starter. Okay. So now Let me just look at a few other things that I would add. Don't have to add right away. If you want to search, do biblical Hebrew tag searching, which I'll show you in the next video, you need that Hebrew Bible, not just the demo. But that's all you need. So the Hebrew Starter, $99, $100 will get you really tons of power, tons of utility. But let's look at some other things, some things that I have gotten over the years, some things I think are useful, and we'll go into products by category. Well, this is actually the store. So store, I guess it's store by category. And check the sales. Sign up for their emails because their sales come out. They always got new sales. And if you're looking for something and it's not on sale, just wait. Put it on your little, there's a way to add it to your wait list or what they call it. Let me see here. So let's say I wanted to get, these are probably all, okay, the timeline. Add to wish list, okay? Wait for the sale. And sometimes the sales are general. They're like anything in a certain category or whatever, sometimes. Let's go down here. I want to look just at the Hebrew stuff. So we have the Hebrew, the Hebrew starter. So we got our Bible, our Hebrew Bible that's tagged. The next thing would be, if you wanted to add something, it would be lexicons. So down here, this is ordered by number of items. I don't know why they do that. I would rather have it alphabetical, but anyway, I can find things. But I looked through this earlier. Hebrew lexicons. Okay. So let's look at their lexicons. There's quite a variety here. This is the most expensive thing. It's a theological word dictionary, 15 volumes, $600, $700. That's a huge thing. For each word to have pages and pages of theological discussion about how it's used. The one thing I would get, the next thing I would get after just getting your Bible, getting your Hebrew starter, is NIDOTTE. If you're interested in Bible study. This I find very useful for $179. It is, I'll go there, the New International Dictionary of Old Testament Theology and Exegesis. They have really good articles. So you look up a word, and it'll tell you about how it's used outside the Bible, if it is. In the ancient Near Eastern text, it'll have an article describing the word, how it's used in the noun, how it's used in different books of the Bible, how it's used for different senses, and you can read that. Look at a little example here, and you'll get a... Okay, this is not a good example because this is one of their articles at the front end. They have a bunch of articles, general articles. But when you search for a word, Hebrew entry, you search for a word here, shamar or whatever, you'll see a nice article that will talk about how it's used in the Bible. And it's a really good one. So that's where I would go for a lexicon. Let me look at my notes here. You could go for the BDB Complete. This is the abridged that comes with the Hebrew Starter. If you want to go for the complete one, where was it here? Here, $69. That's an older dictionary. It's still good. The BDB, you can get that for $69. Halot, where was Halot here? I saw it. Here's Halot. That's $159. NIDOTTE is $179. Klein's, I have Klein's as well, which is the concise, where is it here? Concise Dictionary of, that can't be it. That must be abridged. Yeah, this is an abridgment. Okay, the Dictionary of Classical Hebrew. Okay, the concise one is the abridged one, right, for $69. Klein's is, I find it interesting. It's more expensive. It's 8 volumes. He's just got lots. He's really kind of organized his words in very, very specific categories, very, very detailed categories. I would get NIDOTTE before I get this, if you want this at all. And then T-Dot. T-Dot is this big expensive thing, the Theological Dictionary of the Old Testament. Don't confuse it with TWAT. T-Dot is not, so TDOT is the expensive one. This is just little pieces of it. Don't confuse it with TWAT, if that's how they say it. This one, Theological Word Book of the Old Testament, TWOT. NIDOTTE. That's $69. That's a different thing. Get this one rather than this one. This is older, and some of the etymological, some of their approaches to etymology are a bit dated. This is better. Okay, so that's Hebrew lexicons. What else could one want at some point? Hebrew grammars, you may want a grammar. So where do they have Hebrew grammar? I'm just going to search for it. Grammar, there's Greek grammars, Hebrew grammars, okay. So you've got some first-year grammars and some more advanced grammars. So you've got, well, you got Ross. That's what my videos are based on. You can buy that if you want a digital version. You've got Fatato. You have Pratko van Pelt, the BBH, Basics of Biblical Hebrew. This I've heard of, First Hebrew Primer. I haven't used it. So those are first-year grammars, if you want that. In terms of intermediate advanced, you've got Waltke O'Connor for $50. That's good. You've got Gesenius. This is older. This is Gesenius Couch Cowley. This is the Gesenius you want if you want to get Gesenius. That's 1910, I think. And you can get this for free, I believe, on the web. And this is Joüon Muraoka. So between these two grammars, you've got good advanced intermediate grammars if you want a Hebrew grammar. What else? Commentaries. Okay. They have scads and scads of commentaries. And for pastors or people who want to study the scriptures, lots of good stuff here. I like, I've got a lot of these, and I find it very, very helpful for sermon preparation and for my own study. And some of the commentaries are scholarly. They're dealing with the Hebrew text. Some are not. Some are more pastoral, more homiletical. So they got quite a variety here. A couple other things, categories here. Let's see. Photo collections. Some interesting stuff there. Where's photo? Here we go. Photo collections. So we've got lots of upgrades. If it says upgrades, it means you're moving from one to the next. So you have got version 1, 2, 3. So if you bought version 2, you can get an upgrade to version 3 for a certain price or whatever. So you can go through here and take a look. A couple things that stand out to me. PhotoMuseum 3 is their latest. If I can find it here, I may have to search for it. Let's start with this here. So you got manuscripts. These are mostly Greek manuscripts of photographs. There's one Hebrew one, and that's this one. The Leningrad Codex is here. So you can, for $129, you can take a look at the actual manuscript. Let's see if we can zoom it up here a bit, or maybe the next one. There's a bit closer there. The actual images are better than this. I can show you later in my own version of Accordance. Quite a bit better than this. Actually, why don't we just do this here? Where is my Accordance? We'll go here, add, I think it's under Visual Leningrad Codex images. And so here I've got I got photographs of the actual scroll, or not scroll, book, it's a codex. So let's type in, what should we do? Isaiah 40 verse 1. Sends me to the right page. This is Isaiah 38 to 40 verse 12. And you can click it, and you can see the whole thing, and it's a bit small, so you can zoom it up like this, and you can zoom in, go full screen rather, and zoom in. And oops, if you don't hit it just right, as it dances around, see, it actually shifted a bit because the scroll bar showed up, and I wasn't looking at it, and so I hit the wrong button, it disappeared. So zoom in again, zoom in again. Let's go right in here. We were just looking at this on a Friday, because we're reading Isaiah right now, and look at this. It says someone has actually written on the scroll in pencil. This is the actual scroll. Someone wrote 40,1. That's not from ancient times. It's some scholar. Anyway, Nachamu. Okay, you can read. Can I get bigger? Okay, this is the max. Nope, it's not the max. I think it's maybe extrapolating at this point. But still, nachamu, nachamu, so comfort, masculine plural imperative. Comfort, comfort, ami, my people, yomar, Elohechem, sof pasuk, says your God, dabru al lev, speak to, or al to the heart, the lev, Yerushalayim, spelt effectively as it is in the Masoretic text. Speak to the heart, speak to the heart, speak gently to Jerusalem. Ukir'u eleha, and cry to her, call to her. No word division here for space. We do see some word divisions, but here they kind of ran out. So this is the end of the word eleha. Call out to her. This looks like a b, but it's their k. Ki for mal'a. This is a hey. Chet looks like this. So the hey has extra stuff on the side. The chet does not. Mal'a tzava. Her, this is her, 3FS, her warfare or her trial, kind of two directions you can go there in terms of interpretation, has been fulfilled. Ki for nirtza avona. Her, again we have the 3FS suffix with the mapik. Her iniquity has been pardoned. And this is a Levitical word. Okay? Has been forgiven, has been wiped away. Ki lakecha, for lakecha, she, ki lakecha meyad Adonai, for she has received, taken or received, from meyad, from the hand of Yahweh, from the hand of the Lord, miflayim. No, sorry, kiflayim. What did I say? Miflayim. Biflayim. Is that a b or a k? One thing with the Leningrad, it's hard to tell the difference. She has received from the hand of Yahweh. I think it's k. Yeah, kiflayim, double, bechol. See, this is a b and that's a ch. A little hard to read. Bechol. The only reason I know it is because I know what the word's supposed to say. Bechol, this is the end of chol, for all, chatoteha, for all her sins. Really super important verse, right? And the question here, one of the questions is Jerusalem paying for her own sin by her exile? Did God give her double the punishment she deserved? Is that what's going on? I think not. I think she is receiving a fitting punishment for her sin. That's the double sense. It's like two halves that fit each other. That's another way to interpret the doubling, which is this here. And it is a substitute, right? You got this nirtza, avona. So her iniquity has been pardoned. Anyway, whenever I do my Isaiah video, I'll talk about this in more detail. But you can read the actual manuscript, which is cool to see, to go and read something that was 1,000 years old. This is from 1008, I believe. So Accordance has the Leningrad Codex. They don't have the Aleppo Codex, but there are websites. If you go on my website and you look under manuscripts, I have a manuscript section. There's a link where you can see the Leningrad Codex, and you can go to the Aleppo Codex, and you can go to the Great Isaiah Scroll, or you can just Google the Great Isaiah Scroll, and you can read all of those. So, but you may want to have it right here in Accordance. Okay, so that's a little bit of a diversion. They've got that, a cool thing that they have in there listed under, what was it here? Photo collections. What else did I find interesting here? They have a lot of archaeology stuff. You can go read. You can see a lot of pictures and a lot of cool stuff in archaeology. And I was interested in, I wrote it down here, the accordance, but okay, PhotoMuseum 3. I can't actually find it in here, which is instructive. So PhotoMuseum 2 is here. You wouldn't know it's there in number 3. So they're constantly adding new things. So then I search, use the search to make sure you got the right thing. Okay. Photo, one word, yeah. Museum. Here we go, 3. I found it by doing a different search. So do a search, make sure you got the latest thing. Or again, ask them, right? So this looks interesting. It's, oh, let me get the next picture here. So Bible dictionaries, they have an article and then they add some pictures here and there to flesh it out. This is the opposite. With this PhotoMuseum, it's focused on the pictures. So you start with the pictures and then they explain the pictures. So the pictures everywhere. So it's like going to all these different museums and things and seeing the actual things and being able to learn about them. And I imagine when you click on these, you get larger versions for each of these. So this looks very interesting. A lot of cool stuff on the visual side as well. Let me go back. So that's photo collections. They have another thing, category, the last category here that's related to photos. They call it image-rich tools. I don't quite know why they have those 2 categories, but let me see. Image-rich tools down here. And here they have atlases. So the atlases aren't listed, I think, only under here. All kinds of different atlases, some historical things, and you can get the BAR, Biblical Archaeology Review archive from 1975 to 2016. If you're into archaeology, that's a lot of material, and you can buy all that for $50. Very detailed atlases. Some are just Jerusalem. Some are from particular historical periods. Satellite atlases. This is a 3D. You can fly through the temple, the reconstruction of the temple, and lots of cool stuff in here. Yeah. Okay. So just to recap, for the purpose of searching the Hebrew Bible, which for me is the main purpose, or the main thing I use accordance for, that and commentaries, and I guess my lexicons. But if you want to search, all you need is, let's get back to, how do I get to my comparisons? Here we go. All you need is this guy. Don't get this guy. Well, you can upgrade probably, but this is the one you want, Hebrew Starter, and you'll have everything you need to do your Bible searching, and you'll get little or some demos, and you can download other demos. You've got samplers for various things. You want to try them out. Okay, in the next video, we will look at accordance itself, and I'll show you how I do my searching in accordance.